Well, you know, weekend leaves were like 2 days. Well, we did get one leave there one time because we had spent in a lot of time with little or no leave for a long period of time. We got a week leave. Boy, that was a break. That was a whole week, you know. So we decided, what are we going to do for a week? Where will we go? So one of the guys suggested, why don't we go up to Scotland? Yeah, we could get the train, same train, the same train station at Cambridge, and we'll take an overnight up to Edinburgh, Scotland. Rita and I took that. We were great. Jade, remember that trip? We took that train out of London up to Edinburgh. You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a nice time. Well, anyway, we got a 1 week leave, and we decided. So there was Verge Fleming from Texas. He was an armorer. He was an armorer. He wanted to go. And Mike Kemp, he was a operator, radio operator, mechanic for the fighter planes. He was from Ohio. He wanted to go. So that was 2. And yeah, it was just the 2 of us. Okay. And we're going up there on the train, going to Scotland, and we're really enjoying ourselves. We had to share a compartment with some civilians, and there was a couple of nice ladies there. They were interested to hear about the Americans, what we were doing over there, and where were we from, and so that was going to set the stage for a nice trip. We get up to Edinburgh. The American Red Cross took over a number of old buildings and converted them into large motels, if you will. And for 20 cents, that was a shilling. For 20 cents, you could get a bed for the night. Okay, and they were double-decker beds, and that included breakfast. Well, we wanted to get into a restaurant and order up some stuff that we liked, sausages and things like that. And we're walking down, I think it's Princess Drive. I think that's the main street up there in Edinburgh. And we're walking down the street, and we pass a hotel, a restaurant. And as we go by, we do a double take, and we go, hey, look at this place. They got white tablecloths on the tables. Very nice. They must have, I bet they get a great menu. Let's go in here. So we go into the restaurant, and the Scotch waiter comes over, and you could see on his face right away, he didn't like the looks of Yanks sitting at one of his tables, and he was going to have to wait on him. Yeah, Yanks, what do you have? Okay. Well, do you have a menu? Yes. The menu is, we have, you got mashed potatoes and sausage, or he mentioned something else. That's it? That's it. So I said to myself, the sausage sounds good, and I'll order the potato. And I ordered the potato and the sausage. It was terrible. I mean, the sausage was soggy, and the potatoes were not very good. There wasn't any gravy on them or anything like that. I took a couple of nibbles and bites, and I just pushed the plate aside. And the other two guys did pretty much the same thing. The waiter comes over, he picks up the plate. Don't you Yanks know there's a war going on? He says, yeah, we should leave that food. Yeah, we recognize it. They said, we recognize it. We're finished. He didn't even ask if you want any dessert because he knew we weren't going to order anything. Well, that was that, and we thought that might be it for our trip. But there was more to Edinburgh, more to Scotland. We walked around. We spotted a pub, where you can go and get some beer or something. And this one was down in the basement. Okay, you had to get down in the basement. We get down there, and there's the three of us. And we get in there, and there's this group of Scotch gals who are wax, you might say. And they're sitting there, and there's 3 or 4 or 5 Scotch soldiers. Okay, this wasn't looking too good, and we got to chatting, and these Scotch and the gals booing it up. The Yanks. We don't see many Yanks come up this way, and so on and so forth. And the British, the Scotch soldiers are taking us in and not liking it. They were down there with the girls when we got down there, and they thought they had it sewed up. And anyway, the Scotch soldiers start. You Yanks, you think you're pretty smart. You guys, you're making decent money. The pay we got compared to what those poor buggers were getting. They were getting peanuts. We were getting flank steak, in salaries. That's what it looked like for anyway. A salary, my salary over there at the time, I was a buck sergeant. That was my rank, sergeant. But it was $78 a month. That was the salary. $78. That wasn't bad. I could get by on that, But you could go into a pub and meet a couple of English guys, and you'd buy them a drink. Well, they didn't care for that too much, okay? Because they could not reciprocate. They could not make the same offer to us. Okay, Yanks, you bought the last one, I got this one. You didn't see that. They didn't have the money. They didn't have the money for it. So this one guy says, you Yanks are you're a bunch of gangsters over there, okay? And you're talking about on the other side, didn't see him when we came in, are some Canadian soldiers, Canadians. And they're playing up to the gals too. But the Scotch guys were picking on us, the Yanks. Well, one of the Canadian guys chimes out and says, well, hey, listen, you guys, why don't you stop that? That is, you Scotchmen, okay? You see too many Hollywood pictures, okay? That's your trouble. Anyway, I said, uh-oh, we're going to get into a fight. I think the guys were getting ready to invite us up out into the pub out on the street, and I said, "Get the guy. I'm nudging my guys, we got to get out of here. You know, I'm sick. This will be a madhouse in here if this gets into a fight. And, but the Canadian shouts, one Canadian shouts out, listen, those pictures, they are gangster pictures you're seeing. I have an uncle who lives in Chicago, and I know what kind of people are there. This is the Canadian talking. He's saying our praises, you know. Hot dog, I'm rooting for this guy, you know. But it came pretty close to it, and I thought we were going to have a brawl in that place. We managed to get up to the street, the two guys I were with, and we took off. They had trolley cars at the time. I hopped on a trolley, took off, went back to the American Red Cross, checked in, had a little something to eat, and went up to bed. And next morning, whoop, we beat it. We took off. And this time, Randy, we took a train and we went to south into England. I think we had a day or two left. And what we would call the Coney Island of New York, you know, where you could go to Coney Island, you'd have a nice time, you'd play games and such there. There was that part of England that was also similar to a Coney Island. And we had to find a place for the night, you know, when we got there, by the time we got there. I think we did find something to eat there. And, I mean, it was big change from the Scotch. I was going to say, yeah, we had to find a place to sleep. And many civilians who had a little home, a little house, or an apartment, they would rent out a sleep. You could sleep for the night in their home. They had a bedroom somewhere up there. Okay. Well, this place said, well, there's three of you. I can't give you each a bed, and I can't give you three. I can give you one. Okay, and I think the three of you can fit in there. Okay, and sure enough, we did that. The three of us in the one bed, and not much room either. And I'm sleeping with Tex Fleming, you know, and he's making a big joke about it, you know. Make sure you put your pants on before you get into bed, you know.